This is Talking Water. Welcome back. We're with SwitchWaterSupplier.com's Graham Mann once again, and we're talking about, well, you may well be a company that has already switched water supply, and well done to you for getting involved in that market. But Graham, there's savings to be made still if people are already integrated with the market in some way, but the way that people have switched might not have been perfect at that time, and certainly the market has changed since then.
Yes, more often than not, customers assume that the charges are correct, and I suppose it's the right position to be in if you don't know any different. But what we're finding is that we're looking at more and more supply contracts now. A site one was about 6 months ago that came across our desk from an energy consultancy, and they were quite pleased that the customers secured a saving of £70,000 a year by switching. And we looked at the supply contract and we looked at the billing information, and we discovered that 3 sites were actually being billed on the incorrect tariff for their particular sites. Now, if that happens now, it's happened before, and that's what the market data, wholesale market data, tells the retailer. So they bill in accordance with the market data. So if the market data is incorrect, then the bills are going to be correct. But the retailers don't pick this up. It's not for the retailers to check the bills. It's for the retailers to bill the customer to their best of ability, but they don't audit the bills in the same way that we do. So just a cursory look through the bills, and we discovered it's over £62,000 or £65,000 a year.
A year?
Overcharge, yeah. So that, it's a 3-year contract. You can do that for the last 6 years. They probably overcharged about £180,000. So kind of, it's quite a lot. Incidentally, the guy never came back, so I don't know what happened, but we're trying to track down the procurement director of that particular hotel group just to see if it's been dealt with. If not, then we'll put forward proposals. But that's just on an incorrectly switched customer by probably an inexperienced consultant who's not done a due diligence on the bills.
So that's just, you may well have switched, you may well have gone to a consultant, someone who possibly deals more with the energy market than the water market.
Yeah, over the last certainly after 2 years, a lot of energy consultancy businesses have got involved with the water market because they've been having difficulties in the energy market, in the trading. So in a sense, it's stimulated the market, but because they're experts in energy and not in water, a lot of them, they're switching a lot of customers, and the switching has increased. But then we start looking at the bills, and we're finding a lot of them incorrect. So if the energy consultants engage with us, because we've got a partnership portal on there, so energy consultants can actually join us as partners and utilise the platform. So it's free at the point of use. So if an energy consultant wants to go out to the whole market, we've got a partnership agreement, sign that off, we can do all their switching for them, so you send us the data, and then we send it out on their client's behalf, and then send the results. So there's a huge market for that. But if they did that, more customers have accurate bills going forward, because we also provide them with a free water audit. So not only do we provide the pricing sheet, but we also provide them with a water audit of the estate to the consultant. So
when you see these stories and you realise quite how much money has been wasted, as well as the water that's been wasted as well, both very useful commodities, it must make you quite angry when you see some of the stories.
It does wind me up. Yeah, it does wind me up. It's kind of, our job is educational. We accept that. It comes with the territory. The energy market is mature. The water market is not mature. It's only been deregulated. This is year 7. So it's an upward struggle, which is fine. I'll take it on the chin. I've been doing it for 35 years. I'll continue to do it. Some say I should retire, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. And I'll continue to pass on our knowledge and expertise onto customers and to our partners. But the partnership portal for us in the energy market is very, very, very interesting. We see there's a huge potential for tapping into the energy market and offering our services through the energy market. So we're talking about gas, electricity and water as a utilities market in essence. And what we're trying to do is make those connections to take on board more and more energy consultants or suppliers that want to engage with us in the water retail market. That way we can make huge improvements. I have to tell you, David, that one of the things that the government and Ofwat are pushing for is a 9% reduction in water consumption over the next 2 or 3 years. We ain't going to get anywhere close to that if we're messing around doing what we're doing. We need to be fully engaged with the market. We'd like to see the energy market fully engaged with us and offer this service to their customers as an additional added value service, creating not only value for their business but also value for their customers, and their customers will thank them for it, because if we can make huge inroads into their charges, then that's a service that they should be providing through the portal.
And so if you are a company watching this, first of all, thank you for joining us and listening to what Graham has to say, because it's going to hopefully in the future earn you a bit of money or save you money. It might well earn you some money as well. But if you've been through this before and you've switched your water supplier in the past, it's not just all done there, is it? This is something that it's a continual part of your business going forward. You need to have this as one of your key markers for the year.
Yeah, you need to stay. You need to make sure your charges are correct, but can become more sustainable. The market's also driving sustainability. I think there's something in the region, and this is quite staggering. I looked the other day. I don't know if it's something you come across, David, but I checked out the hashtag sustainability on LinkedIn, and I think it stands about 14 million, and that's rising. So, if you'd gone on there sort of like 3 or 4 years ago, it might have been half that. So the engagement in the sustainability market is huge. So our customer base is sustainability, procurement, but also procurement sustainability, because a lot of procurement professionals are engaging in the sustainability market, which is an important part of the company's strategy within sustainability. This is gas, electricity and water. And so procurement professionals are becoming more sustainability and climate change savvy. And one of the things I'd like to just mention is that reducing your water in and wastewater out actually saves you carbon, because there's a carbon signature to every cubic metre of water that you use. And so we're now in the process of doing, savings and putting in carbon numbers into the savings projects that we're planning for the next 12 months going forward from next year.
Certainly plenty of businesses will have those targets in terms of carbon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Maybe not in terms of water.
Yeah. They simply don't realise that but treating water, pumping water, then treating water, getting it to the sewage treatment works, treating that is all energy intensive, and to that is a carbon number.
So if you're a business watching this thinking we've done as much as we can do, there's still a place to go to do a little bit more. It's switchwatersupplier.com. Graham Mann is with us talking water once again. Are you secure? Are you secure? Do you feel that this market is secure? We've seen what's happened in the energy markets for individuals, for businesses as well. Prices on the rise. We know that prices in the future, certainly the next couple of years for water, will be on the rise. But as a marketplace itself, is it something that, although it's young, has it still got time to grow, and it's not going to be affected by outside industries, outside effects as we've seen in the energy market?
Well, there are the water market at the minute is going through quite a time with regards to environmental infringements. You probably heard in the market in the media about water companies discharging raw sewage into rivers, canals, into the sea. It's a huge challenge for them, because what we're finding is that rainfall is increasing. Now, what happens to the rain when it hits business or domestic properties? It goes down the rain pipe. Most of it goes down into the combined water and wastewater and surface water drains. Then you get a huge volume increase in water falling from the sky. People are still discharging water from the toilets and the various manufacturing processes. That's going up. And then what happens? Their sewage treatment plants are just unable to cope. So this only has one way to go, and that's discharge into a watercourse. And it's a huge challenge. It is a huge challenge. I'm sympathetic to the cause, because how do you predict how much extra wastewater you're going to have to get rid of without discharging it into a watercourse? So there's politics at play, there's cost reduction in play, there's a whole host of situations in play. It's a highly debatable political hot potato within the water industry, but I'm confident. Yes, I'm 100% confident that there's some good things happening in the water market, but there's a lot of good, not very nice things happening in the water market at the minute. So all attached to the environment, and of course we're all interested in environmental protection. We all live on the same planet, and we want to keep it safe for our children and grandchildren. And this is just one area which is kind of like letting the side down.
Let's finish this section on a high then, from that note about the future, and let's find an example, maybe an example that you're incredibly proud of in terms of switchwatersupplier.com helping a company to not just save money but also to be more efficient and to save money that way as well.
Well, there are many case studies, but what we find is really we're quite passionate about is the care sector. So we've got more and more companies coming in from the residential care sector who, again, over the last 2-3 years have been had various challenges in their business from COVID due to increases in energy prices, which have really quite had a marked effect on the care sector business. And so we've saved a number of care sector businesses a huge amount of money going forward and got them money back to put back into residential care. So kind of like it has a significant positive impact in that side. So I think going forward, we'd like to more care homes particularly to come to us and see how we can help them save money and so that enables them to put more money into care. One in particular has about 5 or 6% of the wholesale market, residential care market. They've got about 400 care homes, and we saved them. Refunds and savings have been in excess of £750,000. So that's 750,000 pounds on the bottom line of the business going back into care. So we're quite passionate about that. Not to say we're not passionate about our other customers, but you did ask me specifically about one industry, and that's one that's quite important to us. And the other one, of course, is the public sector. Schools and colleges. Absolutely. I do recall last year was a prime example of a school that came to us and said, our bills are normally £3,000 a year, and now I've just got a billion for 9,000. So obviously that's 3 years water budget in one bill in one quarter. And so I suggested that looking at the consumption figures, you've got a problem. We went to site, it was based in the northeast. We went to site and found that a WC system, the flush type, the siphon inside the toilet was jammed, and then the water was constantly filling up and going straight down the soil pipe, overflow pipe, straight down the drain. And that had been doing that for something like about 9 months. So although she had a £9,000 bill for that quarter, coming up to the next one, there'll be another 9 or 10,000. So she's used probably 5 or 6 months, 5 or 6 years budget in 2 water bills. And so we reported back that the siphon needs changing, so £50-60. But then we were horrified to find that the school had actually reported the fault to the maintenance department of whatever local authority it was several months before, and they just not addressed it. So that was, £18,000 increase on a bill. And I'm quite passionate about schools. That's a lot of books. That's a lot of extra staff. And I truly think that schools aren't really aware of the savings they can make. One of the situations is that a large proportion of them go through these public sector procurement organisations that do the switching on a bulk purchase, but they're not so hot on bill validation. They're not so hot on consumption. I mean, there's no way that anyone who's doing bill validation for a school like that should have missed an increase in consumption like that and done nothing about it. So by the time we got there and highlighted the issue and the issue was resolved, the extra cost went up 18 grand. 18 grand for a year's water when normally it's 3. I don't know how the school got through the next year, but that's a £15,000 increase. That's a part-time teacher, or a few thousand books and some computers and things. So, the education sector again is of interest to us purely on the basis that they are genuinely struggling on finances and probably unaware of what they can actually make in terms of savings. So.
And all for a piece of kit that cost you 50 quid maybe to put in.
Exactly, yeah. A lot of it's quite simple and straightforward. I'm not saying it's all like that, but once we've issued the report, a lot of the time they can resolve these issues once they've got someone who knows what they're doing that's done a survey, and that's when we've actually got another school in Kent. I know that was about 4 or 5 years ago now. We got them back about 60,000. And she was absolutely over the moon. It went through our own business, our other business, H2O Building Services, which is the consultancy business. And she's actually, I think it's TMU Academy, and she was absolutely aghast at the check that she got. But it went straight onto the bottom line of their business, or their school.
And how easy is it to get those refunds back? I mean, it's just a case of you go.
It's challenging. I was fearing you were going to ask me.
It's not that much. Can't be that much, surely.
Yeah, it's challenging. I've got cases. Well, the team's got cases going back 6 months, a year. I know Nikki's working on one now. £25,000 for a care home that's been overcharged for the last 6 years, and we're still not got the final number, and we've still got not the final statement, and that's a year down the line. We've actually switched the customer away from the retailer because they weren't impressed with them, and they had some issues with the retailer, so they switched. We reduced their costs going forward, absolutely, but they still owe 26,000. I've just seen an email in there that flew through on my phone. I'm still having trouble with the retailer. God, she's pulling her hair out a year later. But I've got cases going back 3 years for incorrect billing. It comes with the territory, it comes with the market. We could probably cover the idiosyncrasies and challenges and issues in the retail market another day, but it's energy sapping, I have to tell you. So you start the day, with a fully charged battery, and by lunchtime you're just about ready to.
but you're making money for your for your customers as well, aren't you?
It's really.
It's not making money; it's their money.
It is. It is satisfying. I absolutely love it, especially when we get a good result. We have a lot of fighting to do, which is a shame. It's where the market is structured, and we can make improvements to that market. And we have to keep pressing for improvements to that market. Eventually it will change. It's not going to stay like forever, and we know that. But there's a lot of job satisfaction. I think I know before we closed on Friday, my wife Nikki opened the office door, started dancing around, smiling and cheering. 61 grand, crumbs, £61,000 back for a client. It's only a relatively small site, but it had been overcharged. She'd been working on that for, I think, 6 or 7 months or something like that. That's a huge amount of money.
Yeah, the effect that money can have on a business, it goes into their bottom line. It might save a member of staff's job if questions are being asked about whether we can afford to keep somebody on. It really is that can, again, water gag here, that can filter down, can't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I recall another one. I mean, there's thousands of them, but it was for Burger King in London, and they were paying ridiculous amounts for water and wastewater. We looked at the bills, and then we said, well, where's the meter? So the water company couldn't really answer it with any degree of accuracy. It's in the bushes. So we went to site, and typical business park, load of bushes. And so I just said to the landlord, look, we've got to take these bushes out. Why? Well, this is where the meter is. And we took the bushes out, and we found this meter lid, and it had a reading on it. And we compared it with the readings from the water company, and it hardly used any water because they only use about 5 cubic meters a day maximum for Burger King. They've got not many water facilities there at all. Go back 6 or 7 years, and we got them back at 135,000. That's a lot of burgers.
That is a lot of
absolutely. A lot of burgers.
That is a whopper. It really is.
Used to be sat in my seat. It was a whopper.
You save me a few quid at home. See what you can do.
But it reduced their charges going forward, and he got a lump of cash. And what I can't understand is that their bills were being validated by a consultancy, and they never spotted it. And I just feel that it's how do you not spot that? You know, in the end, I think that Burger King pulled away from the consultancy in question, but so we've got some big winners, and we continue to have them. So long may it rain.
Long may it rain. Well, rain.
Well, rain.
We'll see about the rain. It just means more water.
And I love this.
Well, this is it. We are talking water with switchwatersupplier.com. We made his bubbles go up. They were going that way. They're now going that way. Let's hope we can get your bills going that way rather than that way next time.
Absolutely.
This has been Talking Water. Graham Mann with us once again from switchwatersupplier.com, and we'll be answering more of your questions in future. So at the bottom of the line here, please put any questions you've got for Graham next time, so that we can answer more questions about this intriguing market.
Absolutely.
That you may not know.
Audience participation. That's what
that's
we need.
it. Yeah. So
Those burning questions. Those questions you never dared ask.
Well, we'll
ask
see.
away.
We'll see how many we can get to. Please keep those questions clean under the marker there. And we'll be back with more Talking Water very, very soon. Graham, thank you for joining us.
Cheers. Thank you, David.
And thank you for joining us too. We'll see you next time.
Bye for now.